Significant Freddie Gray trial news tonight. Lawyers for Baltimore police officer Cesar Goodson, the driver of the police van, are now challenging key evidence in the state's case against the officer. Officer Goodson is the next officer to go on trial, and his charges are the most serious. Baltimore Sun reporter Kevin Rector is here to go on the record. Kevin, nice to have you back.
Nice to be here.
So, Kevin, what are they challenging, the defense lawyers?
They are challenging both portions of the medical examiner's autopsy of Mr. Gray, as well as a key statement that another officer charged in the case allegedly made to a police investigator 3 days after Mr. Gray's arrest. But that statement was unrecorded. It was part of a phone conversation he was having with a police detective on the case and came prior to his providing his recorded statement to police.
What is the statement that the other officer made that they're trying to keep out?
It is a statement that the police investigator says he told her that Mr. Gray said, "I can't breathe," at one of the stops of the police transport van in which Mr. Gray was injured. And it goes to the matter of when, along that 45-minute van ride, Mr. Gray was injured.
And notice that he was injured.
Right.
All right, tell me, the officer who allegedly made that statement that was not recorded but made to another statement, is that officer going to testify?
That's Officer Porter, and he very well likely will testify. He's been compelled to testify by the judge in the case. He has been granted a limited form of immunity, meaning that his comments on the stand in Goodson's case cannot be used against him in his own trial. But
does he deny he made that statement to that? Does he deny he made that statement to the police officer, or admit it?
In his own trial in December, which ended in a hung jury and a mistrial, that's why he's being tried again, he did deny saying that. He said the police investigator, who also took the stand in his trial, had misunderstood him. He told prosecutors while on the stand that he said Mr. Gray indicated that he couldn't breathe at a previous stop, that it was associated with him asking for his inhaler, and that he did not believe that Mr. Gray was actually in distress.
All right, so calling the police officer is the defense is saying is hearsay and shouldn't come in, the one who says that got the statement supposedly from the co-defendant. Kevin, nice to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's get right back to our legal panel, Ted Williams and Katie Fang. Ted, first to you. The statement, should that statement come in?
Absolutely not.
That's a co-defendant police officer who's already been tried, who made a statement to supposedly to an investigating police officer, unrecorded to another police officer.
You made an unrecorded statement. Now the police officer want to get on the stand and say, Officer Porter said this, that the guy couldn't breathe, which is very prejudicial in this case. It shouldn't come in. It is inadmissible hearsay, and I think that Judge Williams is not going to permit that statement to come in.
Katie?
Prosecution has an uphill battle. Their response in opposition to this claim that it's hearsay is that that statement made by Porter to Detective Teal is that he couldn't breathe, that it's inextricably intertwined and they need it and it's necessary for its case. They're doing pretrial motions, guys. These are the dance of evidence, and whether or not Judge Williams rules in the favor of the defense is going to be key in this case because it has to do with timing. Greta just mentioned this. It has to do with notice. When did the officers know, specifically Officer Goodson, that Freddie Gray couldn't breathe, that he was having problems breathing?
You know, Marilyn Mosby is having a hell of a time prosecuting these cases.
She's going to continue to have a hell of a time prosecuting them because the problem is she wants now to use Porter. She's compelled him to testify under limited immunity. She does not know what Porter is going to say. Porter can get on the stand and he can really screw their case. This happened in the Nero case where Miller got on the stand and Miller said, I arrested this man, I handcuffed him, and not Nero.
And Katie, just a quick question to you, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Nero on the stand. Nero could testify. He's been cleared. He's been found not guilty, so he can help Goodson if there's something to help him.
I mean, that would be a marquee event, wouldn't it? He may do it. Miller's going to testify. Porter's going to testify. But really, Goodson's got a serious problem. He has the most serious charges, and he was the guy who drove the van and took him for a nickel ride, him being Freddie Gray. So he's got the biggest exposure at this point in time, and we'll just have to wait and see what a jury does.
I don't understand why the ride was a 45-minute ride. I mean, I think that's Goodson. Goodson better be able to explain why it took 45 minutes and how he was driving. Was he driving sort of erratically or not, throwing them around in the back? But we'll find out after the trial, or during the trial.